cool.
Allow me to introduce to you, why the long face, Lillian?
Oh my, let's move on.
It was great shit, man. Howard is a heel and feuding with Lillian because they both had this sense of self-importance. That you have the puppies and I have the wiener. God, I love it. Look at him. Look at him. Kick him in the wee-wee. Kick him in the wee-wee, Lillian.
Kick him in the wee-wee. Kick him in the wee-wee. Come into the T-shirt store soon. A little bit
Kick him in the wee-wee.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
A little bit of history about the world title match. During the in-ring promo on Raw, we have Vince announce that Austin's gone and that the winner of the King of the Ring tournament is going to get a shot at the undisputed title at SummerSlam. Well, Brock wins the tournament, beating RVD in the finals. So that gets us here. Rock, Lesnar for the undisputed title. And man, the build-up for this was super fun. You know, they're showing that Brock is now a monster. There's a training video for both guys, which is super old school. It feels very Hogan-esque. I loved it. Something cool about seeing The Rock work out in Miami at the football stadium, too. And they're positioning Brock as a monster. They're showing him smear Hulk Hogan's blood over his chest. And what do you know? This is when we finally see the next big thing become the big thing. Lesnar gets the win here over The Rock. I enjoyed this match. It got 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was a pretty good match, and it had a lot of heat from the crowd. There are some fun Rocky sucks chants. I guess at this point, some fans are ready for a change. They're tired of The Rock, and they're just really into the Brock character. But I thought for what it was, this is a pretty good match. What'd you think?
I thought it was a great match. It was a great story building up Brock. It was just beautifully done. And to see that big bastard go in there and deliver on the level that he did. And for Rock, Rock was going away. People knew that he was leaving. So they were ready. They were ready for him to go. They were pissed off that he was leaving because, anytime that somebody leaves, it's like, why are you leaving us? This is bullshit. But it was the anointing of a new champion, and I thought it was done the right way, and it was just perfection, and it was a perfect way to cap off the night.
I think it's a match that I would recommend everybody check out. I know I've said that for a few segments here, but that Nydia thing is awesome. The damn Shawn Michaels match is incredible, and this is hard to beat here with Rock and Brock in the main event because the crowd is so far into Lesnar, it's not even funny. And remember, Rock's one of the most over characters ever, but it is New York. They know he's leaving, so they're chanting at the top of their lungs, let's go Lesnar, and Rocky sucks. Eventually, Rock even looks to the crowd, flips them off, and says, fuck you. It's just super fun stuff here. And Brock is being relentless. He's throwing Rock around like you see him do in 2017. And eventually, I saw something that I kind of forgot when I was watching this back. Paul Heyman took a bump through an announcer's table. I don't remember seeing that before. It feels like something that would have had to be negotiated. But, right after, because maybe the move didn't go extremely well, you see The Rock getting his ear trying to check on him. What did you think of Paul's job taking a bump here through the announcer's table?
I thought it was great. No, and no, there was nothing wrong with that bump. That's always customary. And if you know what you're looking for, some guys are more obvious than others, but you always want to check on somebody in some kind of crazy bump like that. And Paul wasn't a worker. Paul wasn't somebody that took bumps every night. So you just want to make sure that he's okay and everything's all good in Heyman Town.
According to the rumor and innuendo, when Paul takes the bump, Taz is seen cheering loudly, which I thought was hilarious. I thought it was a cool deal here where they do the rock bottom, and it looks like that's going to be the pin, and Brock kicks out. Eventually, Brock hits his own rock bottom, and Rock kicks out. Rock goes for the people's elbow, but Brock hops right up and levels him with the clothesline. They go into a great series of spots here where Lesnar finally hits the F5 for the clean pinfall, and the crowd just goes nuts. I don't think that The Rock could have done a better job putting the guy over, and it capped off one of the best pay-per-views ever. There's a fun spot in here that I'd kind of forgot until I saw it again this time, where Rock and Brock do simultaneous kip-ups, and the crowd is just hot for everything. I think this might be one of the Rock's best matches ever. What say you, Bruce?
Yeah, the banana, the papas are beautiful. It was great on every level. It was the way to make a champion, and it was a way to take a guy like Brock Lesnar that people were still on the fence about Brock. And it was a way to take him to the next level, and having the big star put him over the right way and make him the champion and take him to that next stratosphere. I thought it was absolutely, positively beautiful. Enjoyed the shit out of it. And you keep saying about how, go back and watch this match. What you have been saying this whole show, go back and watch this show. Top to bottom, it delivered. And we talked about the Shawn Michaels Triple H match right before this, which was great and could have ended the show. But like I said, we didn't know what we had. So we ended it here, and this didn't disappoint as well. Put in the last spot, it delivered in the last spot, and was a fucking excellent match.
Now, right after the match, according to the rumor and innuendo, Rock jumped right on a plane and went to the hospital to go see the birth of his first child. Is that how that went down, as far as you remember?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
Isn't it a little ironic that Kurt Angle gets his first world title win beating The Rock, and so does Brock Lesnar?
Well, there you go. If you're gonna do the job to somebody, wouldn't you like to do it to Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar? Well, these two guys that you really couldn't.
Sure, absolutely.
Wanted to.
There's been some discussion that once upon a time someone pitched there being kind of a screwy finish here, but Rock vetoed that and wanted to lose clean in the middle. Do you remember that?
100%. I don't know anybody ever pitching a screwy finish, but I do know that Rock was adamant about putting Brock over in the middle with his finish. He's like, if I'm going to lose it, I'm losing it in the middle with this finish.
This is just a few months after the Rock-Hogan WrestleMania, where Rock was supposed to be the face, but everybody was cheering Hogan like crazy. And here, Lesnar's supposed to be the heel, but New York is cheering him like crazy. Was that expected going in? You knew, hey, it's a smart crowd. They know he's leaving. They're going to boo him.
Well, we knew because of the reactions that we had been getting leading up to it.
Right.
People knew The Rock was going away to do a movie, and the writing was on the wall. The smart fans knew it, and they didn't like it. And they saw Brock coming up. They're like, okay, hey man, give me the big man and let him squash him. So, yeah, we knew it. We expected it. Rock knew going in. And that's kind of, as you see the match go on, he flipped everybody off. He turns heel in the middle of it just to give them that. Okay, you want him? You got him.
Was Brock winning the belt something Heyman had lobbied for? Heyman's the head writer of SmackDown. Obviously, Brock is real-life friends with Heyman. So now he's got the title on his boy, and he's writing for the show. Was that something he was campaigning for, or did Vince just see it because of the size and the natural athleticism in Brock?
We all campaigned for it. It was a natural progression. Yes, Heyman was definitely in on it, but we all were in on it. And Rock was in on it big time. Rock felt very strongly about Brock being the guy and felt that he could be the guy to take it to the next level.
Lesnar became the youngest world champion in history here, winning it at just 25 years old. Of course, a couple years after this, Randy Orton would break that record, being the youngest man to win it. All in all, though, this kind of explained the Stephanie laugh from earlier in the show, because now Lesnar is taking the world title to SmackDown. It's no longer on Raw, and Bischoff the next day would award the big gold belt, the old WCW title. He would just hand it to Triple H on Raw, and so now we've got two separate belts again.
Hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it. Made no sense.
Well, it happened, and we'll break it down on another time. But first, let's put a bow on SummerSlam. A great pay-per-view. Was this high fives all around? Everybody knew this was a home run?
Do. Hell yeah.
Is this the greatest SummerSlam of all time, in your opinion?
In my opinion, after watching it again, yeah, I would go home and watch it again, and probably will.